Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Bommer number 5010-407-633 plain bearing 5 knuckle full mortise wide throw hinge, steel base, 4x7 removable pin and satin brass. This is in essence a wide throw hinge. It is significantly wider than standard. It's about without going completely custom, it is the widest hinge you'll get in a 4-inch height. Okay. The part number, let's dissect it. 5010 means a number of things. It's going to mean that it is a full mortise hinge. You can see from the swag on the hinge leaf there that when the hinge leaves are brought parallel to each other, it's intended to be mortised flush to the edge of the door and frame. It also means it's a 5-knuckle hinge and that it's plain bearing. There are no ball bearing packets, which would be a BB hinge, or concealed bearings like an LB hinge. The 10 means a couple of things as well. It means inherently that it is wide throw. If it was not wide throw, it wouldn't be a 10, it would be a 0-0. And then that 0 also means that it's a steel base hinge. Okay? The 407 is the reference to the size. On hinges like this, the height goes first, and you want to be careful to call out the height first to not get yourself into trouble. This is a 4x7 hinge. 633 means two things. It means it's a steel base material with a satin brass finish. Okay. Wide throw hinges are going to be very commonly used in installations where you have a situation that because this hinge is 1.5 inches, is the axis of pivoting is 1.5 inches offset from standard. It will compensate for situations where you have unusually thick casing, or a condition by which you have the door set very deep into the frame. You know, when you stand on the pull side of the frame, how the door and frame, if you touch the frame, it's practically flush. It's about 3/32. So that unusually thick casing could give you fits. Or again, if you've got a door that's inset deeper into the frame than standard, which is very common. I've seen applications where that's the case. The original Capitol building in the state of Iowa has very thick walls on the first floor because it was built, forgive me, state of Iowa, I don't recall the year it was built, but it was built so long ago there's no steel in the building. The first floor walls are 18 inches thick. They've got the doors set in several inches in, and they have these irreplaceable wide throw hinges, you know, 6x16, you know, dimensions like that. Other historical places, I've seen windows, historical landmark, state of Florida, Ponce de Leon Lighthouse, the visitor center, the original building built 150 years ago. Windows in the building, no air conditioning. The windows are set in a couple of inches from the face brick. Well, they need to be able to open the windows around the face brick, so they've got these really long wide throw hinges. That's another application. You know, so you can have thick casing, you can have your door kicked in, or you can have a situation that just requires a wide throw hinge. And this material certainly will help you do that. Keep in mind, if you're comparing this against a 4x4, the fact that it's 7-inch, which is 3 inches wider, will give you 1.5 inches additional. Screws are included in a complementary finish. Okay. There is a link below this video to the cut sheet. The cut sheet is a very important document because it gives everything important dimensionally about the hinge. Shows that it is 130 thousandths thick on the cut sheet, the leaf thickness. That's very important for you to know so that you can determine you might have some mortising to do, or if it's a new installation. That cut sheet also refers to other part numbers. And you can see from the steel column, the brass or bronze hinge column, the stainless steel column, how the hinge changes depending on whether it's standard, wide throw, okay, or if it's an 8000 series hinge, which is a 3-knuckle hinge. BB versions of those down below, how that last number changes if the base material changes. You can see that there is no 4x5 in a 5,000 hinge because it has to be a 5010 if it's a wide throw. So that document is important to review. In addition to that, let's talk about some of the options that we've not already covered. Options that we've not already discussed will be radiused corners. This is a square corner hinge. You can order this with a 1/4 or a 5/8 radius. It's an upcharge. You can order it with security pin options where you can have a non-removable pin or a security stud. You can order it with decorative tips. This is what we refer to as a button tip. You just use your imagination. That looks like a button. Ball tip, burn tip, steeple tip, acorn tip. Okay, you can do that as well. And again, different base materials, different finishes, of course, etc., etc. If you have any questions on the Bommer wide throw hinges and what Bommer can do in this arena, please feel free to reach out to me. The last thing I'd like to point out to you will be the Bommer logo. Right above it, it says Made in USA, a fact that Bommer is quite proud of, as am I to be a distributor of theirs. Any questions on this or any other Bommer product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.